Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As promised, to stitch with me. Again, a bit later than normal. Just been busy this morning. So this is what I'm working on, is my new kit from vipcrossstitch. And as you can see, I've already started. So I did a couple of black squares last night. That took one full length, 3 strands. And I've decided to give the blue a go. So I've already done some of the blue. Through the camera, the lighting looks a bit naff, but hopefully it's not. We'll work with it. So how are you all? I can't believe we're on Thursday already. I feel like not only is this year already flying past, I mean, we're nearly at the end of February, but like the days in the week, me and Ellie were joking the other day about how it feels like we get up, we do a paper round, we come home, and then before we know it, it's bedtime. We're up the next morning, and we're off out again doing the same thing we did the day before, the paper round. It's just one day blurs into another. Mind you, we have been spring cleaning. And boy, do I mean spring cleaning. I did Ellie's room the other day. Oh my God, that was a... Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable, really, how you're not lazy. You don't, like, leave these rooms for months and years on end. But how much stuff just builds up in a short amount of time, you know? Their room was just, yeah. I had to empty the Hoover when I'd finished, and that's just not, you know. And then me and Ellie did the front room as well. We're still not finished the front room because I just can't manage it all at once. Because I start to get back pain, and then my wrists hurt. So I have to kind of do each room in stages. So we're not finished the front room yet. This half of the front room we've done. We've had all the TV unit out. We've had all my cross-stitch tubs and stuff out the way. And I've done the fireplace. We did the, what we call the unit. It's got like pictures and stuff on, and then it's got a cupboard at the bottom. My belly, I apologise if you can hear that. Yeah, so we've done all over by the Sugar Glider's cage as well. I've got a DVD unit over there. That's all been dusted off. And I say dusted, I don't dust, I hoover my dust. Oh, does that make me weird? My parents used to dust. It was a duster and polish. That's the word I'm looking for. It was a duster and polish. Whereas me, I get the hoover out and I hoover it all up. Please tell me that's not just me. I just think, what's the point in getting a duster out, moving it all around to then hoover it? I might as well just hoover it from where it is. And I've got a Dyson, so I just take the hose off, put the brush on the end, and away I go. So I've got the table left to do. Ellie tidied it all off the other day, so there's not too much build up of stuff on there. And then I've got to do under the table. Because since my eldest has left home, I no longer need to pull the table out so everyone can sit. Because I sit on the settee anyway, because I can't sit at the dining table for too long. It hurts my back. Ow! That just went under my nail. Yeah, so I've got under the table to do and on the table to do, because the chairs get, even though they don't get pulled out and stuff, they get covered in dust, so I have to do under the table as well. And then we've got my room left to do, Tyler's room left to do, the bathroom and toilet, and then probably the kitchen. We only sort of started the other day, so I'm trying to stay on top of it because of Binks. It's very, very sensitive to flea bites, mites, you know. And the vet said, you know, I've lost my scissors. No, the vet didn't say that. I've put my scissors up there. No. Okay, give me a second. There they are. Yeah, the vet said because he's sensitive, it doesn't even take much for him to become aggravated and rock his skin to the point where he's chewed a hole in his leg or something. So I have to keep the dust mites away. So I'm trying to stay on top of just keeping the dust out. And that takes a lot of work, you know, because I've got 3 bedrooms. I've got 1 bathroom, 2 toilets, the kitchen, the downstairs toilet. Obviously that's included in the toilets. I've got the outhouse as well, and then I've got the area by the outhouse up by the back door. Honestly, I feel, when I'm doing tidying, I feel like I live in a mansion. Just always seems there's so much to do, and it's never simple. I mean, Ellie's room, we're having to pull all the tubs out from under the beds. Because dust gathers on the top of them. Fortunately, because they're in tubs, what's inside doesn't get covered in dust. And I'm going to have to do under my bed, because Binks and Luna both have habits of going under the beds. And under the beds is not really a place I ever really think to, you know, pull out and clean very often. So I'm going to have to change that. Just for Binks, because they're driving him nuts. He's been scratching so much that he's got no, I say no fur, he has got fur, but it's thin. Down by his tail. He's been treated, he's had the neck stuff from the vets, but they've said it could take a few treatments for it to actually show, for his fur to start growing back. So yeah, trust us to get the funny cat. Actually found a flea on him yesterday, but the weird thing is I've not found one on him before or since. I've never known Binks to have fleas. We've got a flea comb, so I did run it through him, because the one I spotted, because Binks has been licking his belly clean as well, to the point it's fearless. And I had Binks in my arms at the time and I spotted it, so I got Rob to grab it. And I've not seen one since. But he's got the stuff on his neck anyway. It doesn't just do mites, it does fleas as well, so yeah, it drives him absolutely insane. I took him to the vets once because I picked him up and I noticed down the back, if you look at a cat from behind, the back of their leg, I noticed something, so I picked him up, and he actually had a hole in the back of his leg, an open wound. It wasn't bleeding or anything. So I took him straight up the vets and had a chat with them. They said, yeah, he's got mites because he's slightly bald by his tail. I mean, this was quite minor at the time. And she said the hole in his leg was probably from him chewing. It's driven him nuts to the point where he's been biting and biting. And he actually made a hole in his skin. I've never experienced a cat who's sensitive to bites, and I mean, we've had, hang on, growing up, 1, 2, I've had 2 cats. My mum and dad had 2 cats. No. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 cats before Binks and Luna. And I've never known a cat to be sensitive to bites like that. But I wouldn't be without him. He's such a star. We were laughing the other day. Ellie was just stood beside him. He was sitting on the rug in the front. Ellie stood beside him and he decided, right, I'm going to attack your leg and I'm going to bite your foot. He was only playing. He doesn't hurt. That's how you know when he's playing. Because if he's angry, he will hurt. But he wasn't. He was just attacking Ellie's leg for the sake of it. We were laughing our heads off. Especially because you always know with Binks when he's going to attack you usually. If you've ever watched the programme How to Train Your Dragon, there's a dragon in there called Toothless. And when Binks is in a playful, he'll put his ears right back. And we always laugh and say that he looks like Toothless. Luna as well. Luna, what are you doing, love? What are you doing? She's taken to sitting in front of the TV, which drives you nuts at night time because you're trying to watch the telly and all you can see is this black cat. She actually sat on my lap earlier. She hasn't done that for a while. The first ever time she did it was a few months ago. She's never sat on anyone's lap as far as I'm aware before then. So I was a bit, wow. And then she just suddenly stopped. And then this morning she jumped up on the settee right beside me, climbed on my lap and tucked herself up. And she's down again. I think she wants to go back out. Let's go up there. Do you know what? I haven't even checked that you guys can still see. Hopefully you did. It'd be a pretty naff video, wouldn't it, if you can just hear me stitching and not see. Mind you, if you're anything like me, I like to... Oh, back in front of the TV. I like to listen. So I'll stitch along as well. Well, all this housework business, I don't know if that's just tired me out, but I have barely done any stitching this week. And I mean barely any. I'm not sure if I've touched any of my counted cross-stitch pieces this week. I think I'm just exhausted. I need an early night, but that's nigh on impossible. Whoops. Ellie and Riley always complain at how tired they are when they get up in the morning. Yet come bedtime, they're as lively as bunnies and don't want to turn off. So... I don't think I've lost my stitchy bug. Because I'm quite happy to sit here and do this. I don't know. And Luna's down again. She probably wants to get on your lap. Yep, told you. She's just climbed on Ellie's lap. That is unusual. Mind you, we haven't had the heating on so much because of the gas prices and stuff over here. It's been awful. So she sits in front of the telly because the TV gives off heat. Even though it's not cold in here. She just likes the heat from the telly, I think, and the heat from your lap, hasn't she? Sat in your colouring book, is she? Ellie's on the sofa with a colouring book in her lap. Luna's now perched right in the middle of it. Oh, that means I've got to jump now. This is 8:23 if I'm correct. No, 8:20, beg your pardon. You'd think I'd know my DMC colours after all this time. Oh, and she's down. That's it now. No colouring for Ellie. Yep. Yeah, she's having a good fuss now. Thing about Luna, she'll always put her head up. She likes you to fuss her face as well. So she'll put her head right up and tilt it back. Oops. Binks, he could take you or leave you. He'll have a fuss, and then when he's had enough, he'll just kind of casually walk away, which is pretty quick. Why did that jump there? Oh, why did I do that? What a wally. I was right the first time. Nope. I so love the colours in this kit. It's so bright and vibrant. I'm looking forward to getting enough done so kind of I can see it. See how the colours look. I say that about all my kits really, but I've been eyeing this one up for a while. Whoops. Oh, she's laid down again. She probably can't feel the warmth through the colouring book. Whoops. I watched a programme yesterday. If you live in the UK, you'll know who he is, but, well, you probably know who he is. His name's Darren Brown, and he does all these hypnosis things and plays with your mind kind of thing. And it was, I think it was called Push. And it was about how people can be easily manipulated by others. And they did this experiment with 4 different people, 2 men, 2 women. And they got them to come to some event. They thought they were taking part in an event. And one of the blokes, an auction for charity, that's what it was. And one of the, what do they call them, benefactors? They donate their stuff for auction for charity. Anyway, he collapses in front of him and dies, and the other bloke that's with him convinces him to hide the body till after the auction, and he goes along with it. And then they put it in a box. Then when they're sitting out in the area where they're going to do the auctioneer says, we've got a mystery box that we're going to sell off. And in walk these 2 people with the box that they've just put the body in, or what he thinks is the box that they've just put the body in. It's one similar. What he doesn't realise is there was 2 in the room at the time. And he's panicking. You can see the stress on his face. Anyway, they keep moving the body because it keeps becoming a problem as to where he is. So they put him at the bottom of these stairs, and the other bloke says, well, we'll come out here after the auction and discover him and make out he's fell down the stairs. And then he goes, well, hang on a minute. He says, but he'd have bruises if he fell down the stairs. So he said, kick him in the stomach. The one bloke goes, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. So they leave him there. They go off. Anyway, something happens, and they have to come clean to all the other organisers of this charity event. So he tells them what's happened, and they take him to where they left him on the stairs, only he's not there, and they're all confused. Forgot where I'm going. Oh yeah, across, because I'm going back down. And he's not there. And then his wife comes in and says, oh, where is he? Because I need to give him these pills. He's 20 minutes late taking these pills. And they were like, well, what are the pills for? She says, well, he has this condition where his heart rate will slow down and he'll pass out. She says, and he will actually look like he's dead. And the one bloke that they'd set up looked at the other one, and he looked mortified. And then they heard him shouting from the roof. So up they go to the roof, and the guy's, he's got some sound recorder, and I don't know if it was set in his pocket or whatever, but he says, kick me in the stomach. Really? Because he's got this recorder in his hand showing it to him. Anyway, on the roof, there's these, well, I always call it like scaffolding stuff. It's got like all the lights and stuff on it for a show, maybe. And after he's had a go at him, he's sitting on there. And all the organisers then get together behind his back over the other side of the roof and having a conversation about what they need to do. Because he could pull all his things from the event now if he really wanted to. So they were like, well, while he was dead, everything was fine. It was all, you know, okay. So one says, we know what we've got to do. And they all start putting their hands into the middle in agreement. And this man puts his hand, oh, I didn't do that enough, puts his hand in the middle, and then they all agree. And he goes, right, well, what are we doing? He says, well, while he was dead, it was okay. He needs to have an accident. And then he's like, right. He said, so someone's going to have to push him off the roof. This bloke looked mortified. And they all voted for him to do it as well, this bloke that's been set up. And he goes, no. He says, you've got no chance, I'm not doing it. The others go, well, you either do it or you walk away. He said, well, I'd rather walk away. And he did, bless him. But the other three, he was the only bloke to say no. He was the only person to say no. The other two women and the other bloke all pushed him off the roof. Or so they thought. He was on a special cord. They just didn't know it. And when they got told, because Darren Brown came out and told them what had gone on, they were relieved. Massively relieved. But oh my gosh, just to watch it and watch how easy it was to kind of manipulate someone into doing what you want them to do. And they were all at the end going, yeah, I'm changing the way I am. I'm not going to let people tell me what to do or lead me or whatever. Oh, it was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I like Darren Brown. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. Apart from films, and I can't remember the last film I watched. I know I did watch one the other night. Thing is, right, Rob will put a film on. I always let him choose because I'm usually stitching. He'll say, what do you want to put on? I'm like, yeah, anything. Not bothered. So sometimes it'll be a series, sometimes it'll be a film. So the problem is, Rob will put a film on. I'll say, what is it? And he'll tell me. But it never stays in my brain, so he'll say, what was that film we watched last night? And I go, I don't know. Because I genuinely don't remember. I can tell you what it was about, but I don't remember it. Title-wise. It's good, isn't it? My eldest son will ring me and go, have you seen this film? And I'll go, I don't know. And then Rob will go, yeah, you have. I honestly have no clue. We've been watching a series called The Last of Us. That's the only one I do know. That's been pretty good so far. Even Ellie's got into that one. Oh no. Oh, that'll be alright. No. There are other series we've got into, loads of them, but I can't honestly remember. I tend to like the real life, like A&E, or the one I've been watching lately is My Lover, My Killer on Netflix, I think. I think it's Netflix, don't quote me on that one, but yeah. And they show you kind of what happened and how they caught the person who did it and stuff. No, not there. Oh yeah, might as well. Ow. I like the forensic things, you know, they show you how they solved a murder and whatever. I love all that kind of stuff. Oh no, we have a knot. Just pop that out. There you go. Okay guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to pop this away for now, I think, because I want to get some more work done on my Shooting Star by Carolyn Manning, because I'm not quite at the point I should be for the end of February. It should be 5,000 some odd stitches and I'm only at 4,000, so each one needs another 1,000 plus. This one's slightly behind the other one. Oops. Oops. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Any comments or questions, you know where to leave them. So enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.